So for context, Busta Rhymes performed at Essence Fest weekend. Um, Evidently, he felt like the crowd wasn't, you know, as excited as they should have been. He also felt like, a part of that problem was, or he was attributing that to people having their camera phones out and not really being present in the moment, and you know more concerned about creating content than actually engaging with him, the artist, and actively listening to him and turning up with him and getting up out their seats and all of that. So he basically cursed them out and told them to put down their phones, and then proceeded to call out specific people in the audience that he saw with their phones out.
Yep.
Essence Fest is a very highly attended weekend.
He pointed out that this is the 30th anniversary of it.
Tens of thousands of people attend Essence Weekend in some way, shape, or form. What do you think about it? Especially, I do want to point out, because I think this matters, and I could get into that after, but I do want to point out that Busta is a part of Missy's tour
Yep.
that is starting soon, and
It started
or
already.
just started at this week, maybe.
Yeah.
He is a part of the tour. So he will be performing from city to city over the next 2 months or whatever it is, 3 months. So I want to point that out because I think that that's important. Please react.
Yeah. I will be seeing Busta on that tour.
And
We've had our tickets for a while. Me and baby girl are going, but
yeah, I didn't want to put your business out there, so I didn't say it, but I knew,
oh yeah, that's fine.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, we're going. We're going. I'm excited. I don't know if she's excited. I'm excited. I think it's a great trio. I think it's going to be an amazing show. Um,
Just I saw like a little 10-second clip from the show, and I was like, man, that show is going to be incredible.
Tickets are still available. They didn't pay us for an ad, but just letting everyone know, tickets are still available.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to get in the building too.
Got to get in the building. Anyway,
Yeah.
listen, I am conflicted about a couple of things and have strong feelings on a couple of things. So I'll start by I'll preface by saying that.
Okay.
First of all, I too am from an era where camera phones didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Buster, people don't call them camera phones anymore. Just want to let you know that. Just a quick memo. Just a friendly reminder.
Because there's an unwritten, an unspoken understanding that we all have.
You just all have
Oh,
HD 4K
right.
cameras.
We all have phones
Yeah,
with 10+ megapixels at least.
lots of megapixels on the cameras now.
Right. I don't.
So
Yeah.
people are shooting movies with their phones today. So anyway,
Mhm.
Buster,
Including of him.
including of him, right? So I understand his sentiment
Yeah.
of people not living in the moment and wanting to create content. I understand that today, there's this thing about we have to create a moment every chance we get. And I understand that we have to share that moment as much as possible. I understand that mindset as a person who creates content and as a person who does different creative things. But what I see in person and what I see in these moments online as well is that there's a group of people so caught up in quote unquote creating a moment, so caught up in catching it on video, that they're forgetting to be part of the moment.
Hello.
It's nice to be able to say, yeah, hey, look at this video I got from the show. Yes, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that shouldn't be your only memory of the show. or like the carnival or the party or the night out with your friends. You should be able to live in that moment and have long spurts of time where the phone didn't even exist,
Totally
where
agree.
you were just with your people, enjoying that moment, being a part of this historical moment of Essence Fest, right? Because it's all about Essence Fest. So if I'm at the 30th anniversary of Essence Fest, of course I'm going to get some kind of footage. I create content, I have a business, I enjoy music. I am one of the weirdos who actually goes back and watches the footage he took of the concert he went to. But I'm not going to try to record Busta Rhymes' entire set, whether it's 3 songs or 30 songs.
Weird.
I'm gonna probably record my favorite song, sure, right?
Right.
Like when I hear my favorite song, I'm like, oh, I gotta record this one. I'm sorry, I'm putting it
Right.
sideways because I'm gonna watch this on the TV later. I got the
But
record, but
but that's
but
different because there's this obsession with letting everybody know you went someplace. there's
right,
there's this obsession with, oh, look at me, I went to brunch, or oh, look at me, I went to a concert, or and it doesn't even in sharing the moment, you're no longer sharing the moment, you're
because you
just,
weren't even a part of it.
you weren't right, you're not even, there's
You're not
there's
even there.
there's often no context, there's often no nothing, it's just,
Right.
oh, look at me, look at me, look at what I did yesterday, or look at me, look at me, look at what I did today, I'm
And don't get
cool
me
because I went
wrong.
outside.
And
You
don't
know
get
what
me
I mean?
wrong. Correct. Absolutely. And don't get me wrong. There are plenty of concerts that I've gone to
Mhm.
where I wish I had 4K footage to watch at my leisure.
Right.
And I didn't because 4K didn't exist, or I didn't have a phone that could do that at that time, or I just lost the phone or something, right?
Hmm.
But what I remember about those concerts is not being on my phone, is not turning around like this and getting the angle of me and the stage.
With Usher in the background.
I like even when Kendrick did the concert, there are different points in the concert when you see people like this turning their back to the stage so they could get a video of them at the concert. I'm never I like yo fam. It's not that serious. Enjoy the concert. So I understand
You paid a lot of money to go enjoy this concert.
a lot of money. Today concert tickets are ridiculously high
Yeah.
in price. So I understand that part of his sentiment.
Hmm.
I understand, hey man, put your phones away and let's just enjoy this show. Let's enjoy this time together. I totally understand that part,
I do too.
and I agree with most of that part of it. But see, here's the next piece though.
Yeah, because there's a big butt here.
No, there's a lot. I have a lot to say here, and that's where my conflict comes because as much as I understand that part, Buster, you have to understand that people are going to record you. You're a celebrity. You've been a celebrity
Yeah,
since forever. In fact, I would imagine that you've been a celebrity longer than some of the people there were even alive.
that is true.
So that makes you a bigger celebrity to some of those same people. They're going to record you, player.
Yeah.
And you know that because you tour and do shows all the time. Now, I think if this was a show like the Dave Chappelle shows, right, where Dave Chappelle does a lot of shows now where they take your phone, they lock it up, you can't have your phone, and people are pulling out phones, I think it's okay to call those people out.
Of course, but that's not what
But,
this was.
and I'm
And
about to say, but I
and
don't think
most
that's what
shows you
Essence
go to,
Fest was, right? Most shows
shows you go
today are
to will
not doing
not
the
do
Dave
that.
Chappelle,
It's
right?
a lot of, it's a big undertaking, especially the larger the venue, the more difficult it would be to do it. It's a big undertaking to put people's phones under lock and key, and it's probably, I don't know this for sure, but I would imagine it's probably more of a liability to take people's phones than to not. So I, yeah, he's gotta chill when it comes to that, because yes,
Right,
people
you got to
people will
understand
do
that
it,
it's
you
going to
know.
happen. People are going to record.
Yeah, people are
It's
gonna
going
do
to
it.
happen.
There's
Absolutely.
no way around that.
And so that's my first piece and probably the longest part of what I'll say here. The next part is um I know Busta Rhymes knows that MC stands for moves the crowd, master of ceremonies, right? Rakim said MC stands for move the crowd, and I know Busta knows that.
Hmm.
It's not the crowd's job to make you feel welcomed. It's not. Yes, they should be respectful. Yes, they should be um welcoming in the sense that, hey, we're here to see
Ready to
what you can
receive.
do. We're ready to receive it. But not like you came home from jail and all your family members are there to embrace you and hug you. That's not the kind of welcoming that this should be. It's your job as the person performing to keep their attention.
Yeah.
And if you're having trouble doing that, then that speaks to the venue and the demographic of the people there and a lot
Yeah.
of other things.
Right.
I can totally understand being frustrated by coming out for a show and not being well received, especially by someone who is as high energy as Busta Rhymes. I've seen Busta Rhymes a couple of times. I want to say twice now,
Mhm.
and his energy is through the roof from the moment he comes out. So I can understand the frustration of coming out, being that high energy, doing what you feel you're supposed to do, and not being well received. I can understand that frustration.
Yeah.
And now here's another but.
Oh, the butt I've been waiting for has not come yet.
But it doesn't give you the right to chastise, call out, and curse out the audience.
There it is.
It also does not give you the right to make demands of the audience. I have seen
There it is.
artists do this for a long time.
Yep.
I've seen it at open mics. I've seen it at showcases. I've seen opening acts do it for big stars. Like
You've seen
sometimes you go
Lauren
to a
Hill do it.
concert, you don't know who. What?
You've seen Lauren Hill do it.
I've seen Lauren Hill. Well, Lauren Hill was a little different, but yes. And my
Well,
problem is you get more bees with honey than with vinegar. When you come out and tell the audience, curse word, listen to me, they're probably not going to listen to you too much. When you tell the audience, curse word, that's why you should listen, they're probably not going to listen too much. I've seen that mad times, and it usually doesn't work.
yeah, agree. The only reason I bring up Lauren Hill is because I think that where I'm coming from is I don't people pay to see you guys.
Yeah,
People pay their hard earned money. I said this before. People pay their hard earned money to see a concert, to travel to Essence Fest, to go wherever and see someone perform their music. And it is very rarely free, which
yes,
means that this is transactional.
yes,
And you are here to entertain. You're not here to reprimand me. You're not
no.
here to if you're not lively enough, Busta Rhymes, it shouldn't be that hard for Busta Rhymes to get people out of their seat without all of that extraness that happened, without cursing people
And
out,
and maybe
acting crazy and telling them to put their phones away and singling people out in the audience. Like, that's too much. And I don't understand why artists think that they're owed something. Like, you're here to perform and it's perfectly fine. Like, I get wanting people to be excited and engage with you. I think that those are the best concerts, right? But
yeah,
you where do you get off?
yeah. It's. I was gonna say, and maybe this is not the show for you, right? Like look at Method Man and what happened, I don't know, a month ago now or a couple weeks ago, whatever it was. Method Man said, I'm never doing Summer Jam again. It's just not the right fit for me and my brand.
Right.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You do the show, you give it your all, and then you decide if that's the case, hey, this wasn't the audience for me.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter how many times you've been there, Busta. Whether this was your first time in New Orleans or your 1 millionth time, they owe you nothing. And if that's not the right place for you, it's your right as an owner, a business person, a performer, an artist, all of these
I'll go
things,
back.
to say, hey, New Orleans was not for me. Or maybe Essence Fest, whatever. I don't know how you view it. But if you said to yourself, this wasn't for me, that's okay. You have the right to remove yourself or not do it again. But you don't have the right to scold fans, chastise fans, call fans out, and make demands like that.
Yeah. And I'm honestly surprised because Essence Fest it leans a little bit older.
Mhm.
So I'm actually surprised that that was um the reaction, the initial reaction he got. I don't know how the show ended up progressing. Maybe it turned out okay, and maybe, he just needed to do one of his hits that really got people out of their seats.
Right.
Um, I think if Busta is having this problem, I think there is one solution to this problem, and it's not cursing people out. You
You
just
think you think it's the Ozempic?
It could be making him frustrated. He probably had to poop. Um, but but no, I was gonna say just start off with Past the Cavassier.
I mean, Busta has mad hits. I
I
mean, but Busta, I agree with you. I agree.
Because of the
I'm
way the
only
song
I'm only
starts.
saying
Think
I
about
agree. No, I agree. I
it.
was only gonna say, but what I agree, and I'm saying he could do that with a lot of records.
He can.
Like
He can.
he's on just off of features. If Busta
Yeah.
Rhymes just plays certain songs and you know he's about to do his verse, the roof gets blown off the joint.
Of course. I agree with that. I'm only saying
So
Past
I
the
don't
Cavassier
disagree. I'm
because
just saying
yeah.
yes, yes,
I'm only using this song because it actually tells people to get
to
to get
jump.
up and jump.
Yeah,
That's the only reason I'm saying that. Maybe that's something he should try. Uh,
right,
Very easy litmus test to tell if it's that people just don't like you, or
right.
they just needed something to rev them up. Because I think sometimes that when you go see a show, especially when you're seeing an ensemble, like maybe he's not the only performer. I think sometimes you do have to get a little revved up depending on what you just saw, or maybe it's the first act or whatever it is. Sometimes there can be kind of, we don't know how long people were waiting.
Yeah,
That happens a lot.
could be a lot of things. When I saw Mary and Nas in New Jersey, you could tell that New Jersey crowd was mostly there for Mary J. Blige. Nas was performing hit records, and you would think the whole arena would have been singing the songs.
Yeah.
They were not. Like they knew some of the songs, the biggest hits, I'll say. But plenty of other records, they was looking around like, what is this? Yeah, notice? Is Mary out? Is Mary coming out again? What's going on? So
Yeah.
it's understandable. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It's just this ain't the way, player.
Yeah.
This ain't the
It's
way.
not. I don't like it. I don't like it. But also, this is not the first time we've heard that Busta was behaving badly. So I just wasn't surprised. But I was like,
Yes, that is also true.
why you did that to the aunties? Because this is the auntie fest, okay? And I don't mean
Mhm.
that disrespectfully, but
No, I don't think it's disrespectful at all. I
this
don't think
is
it's
where
disrespectful.
black women. This is Black Women Super Bowl, like
Yeah.
Essence Fest weekend. I
This
have
is where
never been,
you me
but
either.
but if there is ever a place where Black women can go and feel seen and feel entertained by the things that actually entertain them, this is the place to go. So
And also the place where you would take a nice professional woman home after the show.
this is true. With a lot of disposable income,
Yes.
the, listen, the girls got their braids done, got their maxi dresses on, toes painted and out.
Yeah,
This is
definitely.
this is that.
Yeah.
This is Black women's good time every year for
Yes.
July 4th weekend. So
Yes.
I don't know what the vibe was, but you can't come in with that energy as an artist. That's just never gonna be. That's never gonna be good.
I agree.
Especially when you're not. I don't think it. I'm not even gonna say that because I don't think at any level of your artistry should you ever treat people that way.
I agree.